how I feel.
Certain things I'm very okay with that you can post online about our relationship. But
You don't have to be okay with things I post and don't post.
Then we'll always have a...
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Blackbird 91. We're talking to you guys about Married at First Sight, and we're dealing specifically with Noi and talking about Steve. Now, it's really interesting because when we look at Noi and Steve, the argument has reoccurred and rehashed before. We're talking about privacy versus my ability to be free and say how I feel. And the last time Noi was spoken to about this, not only by Steve, but also by Pastor Cal, and she agreed that the way she went about it was wrong. So why are we back here again? I can tell you why. Some people just don't learn the first time around. So a little bit more about our thoughts on Noi and Steve and their reoccurring argument. But for those of you who are new to the channel, maybe you're new to this particular space, like it, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for the notification of the uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated because the streets out there, they are hot. Let's get into the video. But before we do, we're going to give a little bit of an outro and then we'll get into the show. You know what time it is. All right, let's talk about Steve and Noi. Now, we clearly know that there's other issues going on. For instance, whether Steve has got purse strings or not. I'm tired of having an argument. I don't think he has that much purse strings. I think he has some money away. Don't get it twisted, but you ain't got enough for 3 kids. But anyway, the situation between Noi and Steve has reoccurred once again. And I can assure you, these things happen in relationships all the time. Someone has a real deep conversation about how they feel about a particular behavior. Person says, yes, I heard you and I get it. And maybe a parent got involved or a friend got involved and they say, yes, I heard you. But then it happens again. It's very common in relationships. In fact, most of the time, most people have reoccurring arguments in relationships in different variations. In this particular instance, the argument has happened and rehashed itself once again around her social media. Once again, she's put up a cryptic post, which is insinuating and alluding to the fact that her partner is not doing what she wants them to do and making her feel the way she wants them to feel. Now, the problem with this is that she says, oh, it wasn't you I was talking about. I have friends outside of you. Then who was it about then? Right? We didn't get that answer either, which leads us to believe that she emotionally leaks in a very dangerous way. And I know this because I've been there myself. When I was of a much younger age, I used to use Facebook as a rant when I'm having an argument with my partner because I failed to learn how to communicate with her and be able to explore and express how I feel to her. I took to Facebook. I remember one time I put on Facebook, I'm raging like Hulk. I'm so angry right now. It's probably still there in 2000 and something, whatever it was. And it was just stupid. And the reason why I did it is because I wanted to remove the energy I was feeling. At the same time, I also wanted to subtly let her know I'm vexed at the situation. And that is an actual dilemma, because what it explores again, number one is my poor communication skills, and number two, my failure to emotionally regulate. I was out of pocket, out of order. Why am I taking to social media and screaming to the world how I feel? Take that to your partner and express how you feel. People need to learn how to keep certain things in-house, not only in your relationship, but sometimes in your head top. And it's not everything that you feel and you think that must come across my screen. Okay? Don't give the devil any room to maneuver in your relationship. That is giving the devil room to maneuver. Right? Let's watch a little bit more of the clip here.
Problem in our relationship.
I guess you will.
I will. No, we will.
I guess
we will, because you're gonna do something that I'm not okay with. You know, like you're actively.
She at the moment is acting as if she does not care how Steve feels. But if we scoot back a few weeks ago, when she was saying, "Oh, I wanted to, you know, I realized how much it affected Steve when she went away and disappeared and came back, right?" And she said to the girls, "Oh, I never knew how much he cared, and then, you know, I didn't know that he felt that way, blah blah blah." Let me tell you the honest truth, right? Noi has grown up in a very obviously traumatic environment where poverty was a big thing. That's one of her issues. The second issue is this. whatever's happened in her childhood, there is a keen, strong sense of independence. There's a keen, strong sense also as emotional manipulation. Let's keep it a buck, what it is, right? When she doesn't get her way, when she feels like it's not going the way she wants, she too also initiates emotional manipulation, right? Because going onto your social media to scream how you feel manipulates the other person to maneuver in a certain way. Let's keep it a buck. Oh, I know what it is. I've done it, so I know, right? Call it what it is. It becomes emotionally manipulative, right? So we've been told once, and you said you understood, but you're doing it again. Now, I'm not saying that she's necessarily. I don't want to say she's doing it on purpose. She's doing it on purpose, but she also is failing to change her behavior. She hasn't got the tools as yet, or the knowledge as of yet, of how to communicate effectively. That's her biggest problem. So now she makes it about, oh, my freedom. I should be able to freely tweet whatever I want to tweet. No, you don't have the freedom to tweet whatever you want to tweet. You're in a relationship, and in the marriage, you don't get to tweet whatever you want to tweet. I'm so sorry. Grow up. You don't get to do whatever you want to do. Your actions begin to affect the other person. You have to think about them. You haven't got a choice. You're in a marriage. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, love. You can't just do whatever you want because the person saying it hurts me. So you can't do whatever you want. Right? But grown folks know that. Mature folks know that. Emotionally intelligent people know that. And people who are not trying to hurt their partners know that. And Noi, I believe, consists of a few of those things I've mentioned already. She is aware, she's emotionally intelligent, she knows these things, but she chooses self-destructive modes to be able to gain a platform and a foothold in this relationship to hold some power.
Doing things that hurt me, and I'm expressing that, and you're saying, I don't care.
I want to pause it there because what he's doing, he's letting her know, listen, what you're doing, it actually hurts me. He's doing what I tell people all the time to do with their partners. Hey, this behavior X, Y, Z, it actually hurts me. And instead of her responding to that, she's like, nope, it's my truth, it's my thing. Listen.
I'm a bit surprised that Noise.
Oh, on this part, she held silence. Maybe it did work. On this part, she held silence. Maybe it did work. I apologize. I was jumping, assuming from the past conversations I was watching of them, it did work. So he did say something, and she kept. So it does work, right? Now she was forced to kind of look at her own actions. Now I'm not saying she didn't argue later on, but I'm saying it clearly had an impact on her because she couldn't respond straight away. And in relationships, this is where she needs to be. She's got some growing and some maturing to do when it comes to letting people know how she feels. And she's so used to going to this method of, remember I told you I was scared from the very beginning when her brother came out, Sarachi, and said, if you don't give her the attention, someone else will. I said, that's because whenever she feels unloved, uncared for, unprotected, that's how she interprets any action certain way. That way, she will go out and get it. Because she's not used to being patient in a relationship. She's not used to going without. She's not used to being in a place where, you know what, I have to compromise that way, because what she's been through in her childhood has taught her, go and take, because if you don't, it'll get taken from you. And that leaves you in a very dangerous place where you're always consistently now trying to fight to make sure you get your right. But the truth is, relationships aren't about your right. That's how people left. That's how people leave. Right? So I know what Noi is trying to do. I know what Noi is about. I can see that, you know what, she is trying, but there are parts of her which are stubborn. And that stubbornness could end up costing them the marriage, because the constant need to go onto social media, tell people what's going on in a relationship, okay, it's a dig also at your husband. And it shows also weakness from your husband too. You're sending out a signal to these lions out there that your man doesn't have no protection over you, that your man can't cover you. That is sending a wild signal out there. I'm telling you, girl, you don't want to know what it's sending out there to the rest of us. That's telling us you got trouble on the horizon, trouble in your relationship. And the pretense of pretending as if people reading your post don't know exactly what you're talking about is absolutely ludicrous. But alas, Noi will do whatever Noi wants to do. That's how she feels. That's how she feels. She'll go on, right?
you there are about me. So if it was something that was more specifically about you, if you were saying, you know, hey, I'm having a hard time in the relationships
Relationships are not easy, as Steve said, and as he gently let her know again once more, my friend, please, look, if it's about me, you don't need to post it up. You know, you don't need to post it up. Noi is behaving like a spoiled brat and behaving like somebody who doesn't know how to control their emotions. And when they can't control their emotions, everyone must feel what I feel. Like, share, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What was your thoughts on Noi and Steve and their situation? Again, like, share, subscribe. Click on that bell button for notification.